Safe City. And then she says, I am. I will. Look, I told her I'ma hit the thing all night. Bust once, bust twice. I'ma make your body feel right. Start neck, go lower. Kiss you where it ain't no sunlight. Nass biting, vice gripping. In other words, the thing real tight. I got it in ecstasy. I know this shit feel like a pill, right?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Any and Everything podcast by two kings. I am King DJ.
And I am King Perez.
And y'all already see, man, we got somebody on the platform with us today, and we about to go crazy. This right here is about to be dear to my heart, man. This right here is about to be dear to my heart. I don't want back in the archives again, man. Honestly, I've been debating on this all week. How do I introduce this man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it was like always just leave from my heart. Y'all know how I am. I'm the realest. So it's like he started off as my high school basketball coach, assistant basketball coach. You feel me? But that ain't where it ended at, you know. So it went from there to a mentor, you know, a big brother. You feel me? I done called him up, hit him up on numerous occasions, and it was always, all right, what it is, you know, all right, come through. You know, I know where this man live at. I can pull up to his house right now to this day, knock on the door and be like, what's up? And I'm guaranteed either him or my dear brother, his people, you feel me? So it's like a line of connection between us that's near and dear, and I always appreciate who he is to me and what he's always done to me. You know, man, I don't want to say Coach Davis. I don't want to say DJ, Coach D-Dave. I don't want to. No, I'm going to just call him what it is, man. Derrick Davis, man. But this has always been my guy, man. So I'm going to just call him Big Bro like I always call him.
I love.
But, man, we got you on the stage today, and we got his book right there. He's an author, Minute Motivation 101. You know, so he's definitely talking about, you know, what transpired and what, you know, your outcome of this book was. And the reasons why. Yeah. You know, the reasons why. But before we get to that point, P, how you been feeling?
Man, it's been a week, but, you know, I'm still here.
That's good. That's
busting
good.
it out, doing what you got to do. You know, shit. Sometimes we as men, especially black men, got to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. So we don't never get a chance to crack. You know what I'm saying? If anything, we got to crack a lack.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we got to keep it moving. Yeah. So, you know, with that being said, man, still holding, still grinding, still moving.
Still motivating, still living, still pushing.
Yeah, so, you know, that's why when, you know, you presented me with the book, I was looking at it, I was like, okay, man, motivation.
Shit, we
you know what I'm
saying?
saying? Because, you know, we as men, you know, sometimes we wake up and we ain't feeling all that great.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Especially when that week, you know, take a hold of us. And, you know, what is our motivation sometimes?
Yeah.
Where do we get motivation from?
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes we as brothers are kind of like distant from each other. So we got to start, you know, getting closer and having them, you know, mentors and having them big brothers that, you know, we can lean on when, you know, life start to throw us everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we go anywhere, because we about to get into this juice for sure, but let's not go too far. We're moving a little bit too fast. Let's jump right back into that rocker to drop it. That rocker to drop it for this week is No Sleep City All Night, dog, for Chicago. That's this right here. I rock with a good vibe. I like the whistling. The cadence good. You can definitely ride to it. You gonna vibe to it, then the ladies gonna definitely enjoy it. So the ones, twos, and threes all together, they all add up for me. That's that. I'm rocking it. I'm rocking it for sure.
Yeah,
what about you?
I definitely like it. It's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I like hip hop. Yeah. You know, I like storylines. You know what I'm saying? I like things that I can understand, especially when it comes to music. I'm not just a beat or instrumentalist. I like to hear what people saying.
Yeah. How you feeling about it?
Yeah, same way with me. it's the words for me. You know, it's the words for me. You know, a catchy beat, and normally that's what gets you. But then once that's gone, what are they saying? You know, so it's the words for me, and so I'm feeling it because I'm feeling the words, and so I rock it.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So you got 3 thumbs up already, Brody. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw it to our community. Make sure y'all hit those posts on Facebook, hit those posts, tell them how y'all feel, and then hit them comments, give them the criticism. You rocking it, you dropping it, let them know what it is, and then we're gonna jump on that, right? I'm already said, bro. You already said you want to come on the show, so we waiting on you at this point. Come on, man. Pull up. We waiting on you at this point. Pull up. Well, Fire Music, man. He a dope artist. So make sure y'all stay keen to that. All right. Now, let's talk to this man and talk about this man. So, I know you, but let's get our community to abreast upon your background, you know. So let's kick your background and let's tell them what got you into coaching, motivating, mentoring, you know, wanting to change kids' lives, bro.
Man, honestly, at what, you know, I had it all planned out to do something differently. According to myself and my plans, I was gonna be either a business owner or something. So which I do, but like you have a franchise,
right,
and or a lawyer. That's what I thought that I was going to do. And man, I just really just start allowing myself to like let God use me how He feel that was best, and it drove me toward my passion. And my passion always been basketball and helping young men. And put those two together, you know, that encompasses a coach. And so then I start coaching basketball. And first it was about helping the kids become better basketball player. But quickly, for me, it changed to helping them become better young men and helping them become better men. And I felt that was a need that was not in our community of men helping young men but become men. And so seeing that the impact that I was able to make through God positioned me where He positioned me, it just made sense in the world for me just to keep on going and continue to help as many as young men as I can.
So you went to school for law?
Originally, I went to school for business management, and then I was going and undergrad in law. That's what the initial plan was.
So at what juncture did you say, okay, now it's time to get to these kids?
Well, right before I was on the staff, before you entered my life and I entered yours at Detroit Kettering, I had got offered a middle school coaching position. This middle school was called Chandler Park Academy, middle school. At that time, it was off Warren. It moved now Harper Wood. It was in Detroit off Warren. And here's the thing, man. Like, I didn't want to coach. I took it because they said, well, listen, you only got to do 5 games. And you get $1,200. I had just got out of college, and I needed some money. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it.
I'll take it.
You know, so I started doing it, man. And I really wasn't taking it serious at first. I just wanted that $1,200 so I could have some money in my pocket. So, but the second, like probably the second and third practice, man, how I saw how those kids, young men, was listening and how much they was holding on to everything that I was saying. And then I saw them start becoming better players. And then one of the parents came up to me like, well, I don't know what you did to my son, but he's saying this and this. He changed that home. He said, no, coach don't like that, and coach don't. And then I realized, like, damn, I'm really in a position to impact these young men. And what I'm saying is holding weight to them. And they really holding on to the words that I'm saying. So I need to be careful not only what I'm saying, but I need to be thankful that I'm in this position to help them to make a difference later on in life. And so after that stint at the middle school for that time, I said, you know, this is what I want to do.
That's crazy because I had that same energy, literally. Remember when I was coaching, and I told you, it's like, man, the best part about coaching these kids is actually seeing, like, they care about more what I say than what they teachers say.
It's crazy.
You know, and then I'm trying to emphasize to them, like, man, you only got me for a half a season or however long. But these teachers in your life the whole season, you know, your parents in your life the duration of the season, and to see you being able to look at one of your former players and see the success in his life and Now it's to the point I'm seeing my former players and they adults now, and it's like, golly, man. And then the effort and energy that you put in their life, and they still remember you.
Man,
or you still active in their life.
Man, so you know what, man? It's amazing because a lot of times we look and we search for what we feel success, what society tells us what success is. You know, but all along, if we really look in the mirror, you know, we are success, and we are around a lot of successful people.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Like, success is not predicated on what you got in your bank account.
Right.
You know what I mean? To me, you know, success is what difference you made in people's lives.
Yeah.
You know, to encourage them to make a difference. So it's a blessing, man.
And I always tell people it's like it's a difference between telling somebody something and telling somebody something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of the time when our parents tell us something, you know, we just feel like it's from a different place.
Yeah.
Then we have somebody that, you know, comes along and really tell us something, and it's like we grasp to that.
Right.
It's a connection of
Yeah.
what
Right,
they
it's
say.
a connection. And I always looked at that, you know, with me doing business all the time, you know, I'm in business mode, so I'm moving along, and, you know, when I have younger people under me and they watching what I do, it's like once they start to tell me their story and their background, it seems like I just get more involved with them and personally than just being, you know, like business, like, you know, because I come from a, you know, kind of a hard upbringing. So, you know, when they tell me their story, I'll be like, oh shit, man, don't worry about that. You can get through this. Let me show you how to navigate through certain points in your life that, you know, you're going to make the decisions that's going to, you know, have a better outcome for you in the future.
Right.
You know, so I mean, I feel like with us sometimes being elders and being older, we need to show them how to navigate through life.
Oh, we got to.
You know,
that's our
give
responsibility.
them that encouragement.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
It's always like the elder up under the tree. You know, you spitting knowledge to the youngest, and then eventually one of them youngest gonna be the elder up under the tree, and then, you know, so it's always a change.
100%, man. Like I used to tell y'all, like I used to tell most of my players, you know, I made like a lot of mistakes, you know, and I don't want y'all to make the same mistakes I made. You know, so I stay on you all constantly, continuously, so you'll make better choices than the ones that I made. And, you know, obviously, you know, I've been blessed to make some good choices, to be put in great situations, have great opportunities. But also on the flip side, I'm an honest person. I've made some poor choices and did some things that I had to face some serious consequences for.
Not saying that you regret that, you just had to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So dealing with these kids, you are an educator. You a principal, right?
Administrator at the Escuela Academy. It's in Southwest Detroit.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what we wanted to talk about. What made you continue and you went from coaching to being inside of these schools day to day?
Right.
You know, what changed you? At what point did you say, okay, now I need to do this on a day-to-day basis and make it a career?
You know what, man? I think when you operate in your gift and when you're doing something that you're passionate about, it just becomes recognized for the people that's even around you. And so what happened is back about 12, 13 years ago, the principal. That's fine. I'm cool with it. The principal at Southeastern, he hired me to be the basketball coach and the athletic director and a behavior interventionist. And then he said, you know what? He said, with the way you can impact these kids, you need to be in these schools on a daily basis. So I'm like, I'm coach. I coach basketball. You know, I come and coach my kids, and that's it. And he said, but no, all of them need you. Not just the team, not just the guys on your team. I know them, your boys, but all of them do. And so at the time, I wasn't feeling it, and I'm like, I hear you, but you know, you just want somebody for that position. And once I, you know, went on ahead and took his advice, man, it's been ever rewarding.
Yeah. So you went from Southeastern to where? What's the timeline? I'm sorry. So let's jump back from you starting coaching.
Yeah.
Then let's deal with the timeline coming into now.
Okay. So starting coaching. Wow. So I don't know how far we gonna go back, but so I'll start. Okay. So when I was an assistant coach at Cameron, left there and went on to be on the men's coaching staff at Eastern Michigan University.
You're right.
Was left there and then went on to become the athletic director and head boys basketball coach at Detroit Southeastern. Left there, I went back to Eastern Michigan. Then I left there and went to Taylor Trillium Academy. It's a school in Taylor. Was there for 3 years. Then left there and went to Taylor Prep for a year. And then I left there and went to Detroit Community for 2 years. And then now I'm just an administrator in the school system, helping these kids to make sure they reach their fullest potential.
And you said 13 years.
That's where we went back from. Now it's a little longer than that because I didn't talk about the middle school era that I coached.
That was a rough path.
You got to look at it. Look how much you accomplished through the years. You know what I'm saying? People, never get flowers for that because a lot of time people don't know the background.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, or where we came from. So you got to think within them 13 years, all the life that you affected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had a hand in, guiding and getting them to reach, their full potential.
But you can still deal with today.
Man, it's amazing because I just received a text message last week from a kid that I coached years ago, and I stayed on him. Man, he didn't play that much, right? He's always wondering why he didn't play that much. I mean, he wasn't that good, but he was a good kid and he was a hard worker. And my thing is, as a coach, I want you to give me your best because I'm gonna give you my best. And so, just because you don't play all the minutes or you ain't the most talented, that don't mean I'm not going to be as evenly hard on you as I would be as the guy we depended on to be, our best player. And so, I wrote him a little bit, was hard on him, and he reached out to me, man, about 2 weeks ago and said he was thinking about me, and he contributes the man that he has become to me and to how much I was on him and the conversations we had to have and how I didn't say baby him, but I let him know that as a young man, you're going to have to be able to accept this.
Right.
And so, it's just important, man, for a man to be man.
Right. And I think when it comes to that, sometimes it's really not even about the game. It's about the discipline.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? It's about the discipline. It's about the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's about the communication. Yeah. Because a lot of these kids don't have, people to communicate with. You know what I'm saying? Or they're communicating with the wrong people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference when a person's showing you one way of life, then you meet somebody else that's living totally different.
Yeah.
And you be like, okay, why do I gotta live this struggle when I can do this struggle and be just fine? Because they only told me that it was only one way to survive and do things. Mm-hmm. But now I'm looking, it's a different way to survive and do things. So most of the kids out on the streets, they don't want to be out on the streets. They just out there because they feel like it's the norm.
Yeah.
And they feel like everybody's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see something different and different, it's a different outlook to you.
And you absolutely right. And that's why I, every year with my teams, man, we all have a team meal, go to a restaurant, whatever they pick. When I was the head coach, we all go to a church service. If their parents have a problem with it, but most of their parents didn't. We all go, and then we all do a service project. One year we mowed some lawns of elderly. Another year we went to the children's hospital. You know what I mean, and read to the kids. And so, and my point in doing that was to show them wherever you can do something wherever you at. Wherever you at, you don't have to have all the money or have to have a plethora of resources. All you have to do is have the willingness. You can do it
all the time.
Like, you can do it. Man. You can do it, man.
Literally. So the correlation of basketball to life and explaining to these kids that it's just because most of the time when kids get into basketball, they literally think, oh, it's just basketball. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's basketball, then it's the NBA. That's literally how we all thought. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And teaching them that it's life outside of basketball, but basketball can literally take you wherever you want it to.
Man,
if you had that.
It could change your life, man. Basketball has blessed me with some lifelong relationships that I always have, and every time I got interviewed for a head coaching position, I would tell whoever was interviewing me, if you're just trying to hire a basketball coach, then I'm the wrong guy, because it's bigger than basketball for me. And so basketball can literally shape, transform, and transition your life into a whole different arena that you never thought you would be in. And I'm not talking about because you got drafted or because you're playing for a professional team.
Man, that's the smallest part.
Yeah,
you know, you got to look at it like this: when you part of a team, so you're learning to work together. You're part of a team, so you're learning to kind of look at other people's situation and not take things for granted. You know what I'm saying? So it's so many different levels that you're learning when you're dealing with a group of people, and y'all want to accomplish the same goal. Y'all moving in the same direction. So it's basically you feed off of each other, and you grow as the team grow.
Yeah, I agree. So you get into this book, publishing of this book. Where was your state of mind at?
Man, honestly, I was working on another book at the time, and my sister, she who's passed away now, my oldest sister, I used to send her, she was staying out of state, and we didn't talk often, and she'd always get on me like, you call your big sister, and she's like, well, you could text me or something. So I thought of, like, I just used to create some quotes, and I just sent them to her, and she enjoyed them, and then one day she was like, I love your quotes that you sent me. I was telling to my friend the other day, she said, and we were talking, you should make a book. And I was like, what you talking, make a book? Like, I said, I'm in the process of writing a book, but not like that. She said, no, with all those quotes, that'd be real good. Like, I'm telling you. And so my sister, man, who I love dearly, she was like one of my biggest fans. So whatever I did, she swore it was gonna be the next best thing to sliced bread. So I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna think about it. And she passed away right through COVID. And at that time, I said, I'm gonna do the book. I'm gonna do what she said.
Literally.
And then
the seed was planted.
And then so for 1 month, I said no social media, no TV till this book is done. I can't get on no social media or watch no TV. And I'm not big on TV or even social media like that, but those are unconsciously routines that I do. I get home, I pop on TV, or I'm scrolling on IG or Facebook. Yeah, exactly. So I said, it's a wrap. I said, I can't get on none of that until I'm done with this book. So it took me about a little over a month, and I was totally complete and totally finished done with the book.
That's a blessing. What's one of your favorite quotes out of it?
Man, one of my favorite, man, it's a book.
77, my bad, 73 is for me.
Man, 73, what's 73?
Dream it. If it's worth dreaming, you can work on it. It's worth
if it's worth dreaming for, if it's worth dreaming, it's worth working for sure. Because I don't think, like, I think dreams are intentional, man. Like I don't think it's nothing just by chance. I don't believe in that, man. Like I don't think we here right now just by chance. I don't think the relationships we got in our life right now is just by chance. Like, I don't believe in none of that. Like, one of my favorite, I got many favorite quotes in the book. One of my favorite quotes is, it says, having negative energy around you, it's having negative people around you. It's like having weeds in your garden. It's not a good look. Like having weeds in the garden, it's not a good look. And having negative people around you, that's not a good look. That's not a good look.
It's your character.
No, and a lot of times, somebody will try to knock what you got going down with your dreams, your goals, because they can't see it. Yeah. But it ain't for them to see. It's your dream and it's your goal. You know what I mean? Like, we do that. We do that often in relationships. First as men, like, man, I wouldn't deal with that chick if I was him. You ain't him. You know what I'm saying? You ain't him.
Let that man do his due diligence.
Yeah, man. You don't know you don't know the type of conversation you have with her. You don't know what she do for him. No. And I ain't talking on a physical level, but I mean, you don't know.
Spiritual.
Yeah, man.
Different connections, motherfuckers. Man, all of that, man.
Absolutely, man. You have a lot of like strong men. Typically, they have a strong woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some facet in their life.
Right.
Typically a wife.
Yeah.
But if not that, like a significant other. Yeah, that's strong. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just think having negative people around you, man, that's just not a good look.
Grandma always told the motherfucker, hey, stop hanging around them.
You remember this kid, man?
Remember this kid? Like, I know why grandma said stop.
Hey, man, listen. I know a cat. I ain't gonna say his name because I know a cat. Everybody like familiar with my people growing up. They was like, I don't like you hanging around him.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see it. This is my boy. What you mean?
They don't do me no wrong. Every time we around, we good.
Yep.
And you know what's up.
Yep. And then years later, you know, you can type in Otis and you like, oh, okay. That's why they want to run that nigga.
Literally.
You know, just go back on what you said, like having a strong partner, a strong woman.
Man, that's critical.
My wife, she passed from she had brain cancer.
Sorry.
And she passed years ago. But the one thing about her, and I can say, she never let me quit. She never let me be down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When shit went wrong, she was like, we're not about to do this. Be like, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
We got to get back. We got to figure out what we did wrong. We got to go back. We got to change this.
Yeah.
And we got to make it work. You know, and that's one thing that I liked it about her, because it seemed like when it comes to giving me advice, a lot of people were scared to give me advice because, you know, they feel like I shoot it down or I was so aggressive that, you know, they couldn't penetrate that armor. But, you know, my wife was like, I don't give a fuck who you are or what you do. You know, this right here is us. We're a team.
Man, that's key right there. You said us, we're a team. That's key right there, man.
So, you know, when you used to working and doing everything by yourself, then you get that partner got to be that partner. Because that's the one that's going to be like, you know, telling you like, oh, no, this is not a solo project, anything. You know what I'm saying? This is what we doing. You not doing, we doing this. And you know, it makes a big difference. That support that you have.
It has to.
Definitely. So, what I want to ask you, and this is me personally, because I missed the book signing.
Okay.
I missed the book signing.
You're not asking.
You're not. I need some love on the back.
You already know. You already know. I know what it means.
I'm thinking now. I'm like, I'm feeling like sis. You know, God rest our soul. You know, it ain't just about amplifying it. It's about planting that seed and then knowing what it is and being a believer in it. You know,
man,
I've always been a believer in your work. So
man, that book been sold in over 21 states, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
you know what I mean?
Like, so always been hey, you mentioned another book. So I didn't know it was another book. Was it?
Yeah. So it is another book happening. I mean, the continuance of that one is coming out shortly. But the book I was writing initially, and that's gonna be probably like my last album or something. That book, because initially it was supposed to be my first book, but the book, man, is titled, man, How to Turn Pain into Power. And the book is really deep, man, and it touches on areas in my life that I never really exposed myself to before. In 4th grade, my sister was killed. 8th grade, my brother was killed. And 9th grade, my mother was killed. And so the book talks about that. I was engaged years ago. I broke that off. Right. And so then, you know, I've been in serious relationships.
He said years. He made that know.
Years ago. Although I do believe in marriage. You know, I mean, the Bible says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." You know, and so I'm definitely looking forward to the day that I say I do. Whenever that day is, I don't know, but
until then,
Well, the thing about that is, you gotta have that feeling.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
You can go on dates and you can kick it with people, but until you get that feeling, it's not gonna be right,
man. I don't know, dog, because this. See. I guess we having a grown man conversation. When I was a young dog and we was in a band and we was taking on trips, you know what I'm saying? You was saying something different. You was, you know. So I guess it's the OGs that great coming up out.
Hey. I would say this. No comment. But you know. I got you. Everybody. You always at different stages. Yeah. Different stages in your life. You know what I mean? You're different stages in your life. So I was once at a stage, you know, to the windows to the wall. You know what I mean? And you know, I was at that stage before. You know, now I'm at the stage, man. Like I'm waiting to, you know, like my queen. You know what I mean? Like, you know, taking taking trips, walking on the beach hand in hand with the shoes off, toes out type stuff.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like all the other stuff, man. Like I'm past that.
I think as young men, we don't know our wealth. Our wealth, we don't know our worth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we take a lot of stuff for granted.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we spread ourselves real thin. And I tell women this also: you can't spend your good years messing with the wrong men.
But so in saying that I think now some women I don't give a pass. I'm not giving a pass, but most women, man, like to their man, they want to be that one. They want to be that woman, and the dude mess up or be on some BS. They didn't know he was gonna be like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you said they wasted a year, so they invested in something that they love and that they care about. So now they like, I don't want to give up on them. Yeah. So now I look up. It went from 2 years to 4 to 6 to 8. Now you at 15 years, and you ain't stuck, but you vested.
And we gotta look at it like this. These are the things that we're not gonna settle on. When we say we're not gonna settle on something, that means across the board.
Yeah, for sure.
If we're not gonna deal with it, we gotta cut it short then, because if we let it continue on, and like you said, 5, 10,
man,
and all that time is wasted on something that we already knew was dead.
And I think that, and for me, I think that's the reason why I haven't said I do yet, because I'm not gonna settle, man. Like I'm not. And then, like you said, a lot of men don't even know their own worth. I definitely know mine. And so at the end of the day, I'm not going to just go along and get along. I ain't
right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So what she got to do to get you to jump that broom, or what is the attributes?
Man,
because a lot of we be undecisive. A lot of guys undecisive.
For sure.
But you at that space where
Yes. So for me, support is big. Right. Support is big. If I say I want to be a janitor, you be like, baby, I went out and saw these janitor outfits. I saw these 2 brooms, these mop buckets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like,
now you got to be a janitor owner.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, support, and then a woman that's not only supports you, but that'll push you. Yeah. Right. No, baby, you said, well, I was thinking about just getting 1. Why not get 2? I was thinking about just getting this 1 crib. Get 2 of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Someone, a woman that supports you, encourage you, and then also, man, like a woman that believes in God, man. Like, and they don't have a problem with verbalizing it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people run to everybody for advice, and I don't know how often they run to God though.
So I got a question. So I understand because I know your beliefs, but in this world today, because I'm spiritual. So dealing in the Bible when it speaks on being unequally yoked, if you take that back to the past tense, all it was basically saying was a donkey sitting on the, sitting in front of the door being mad and not being able to push it and all of that, whatever, right? So in the aspect of saying it in a relationship, they say the balance of unequally yoked, not being measured the same, right? So what if she's a God-fearing woman, but without the religion?
Yeah, first of all, I'm not a religion person. I'm a relationship person.
Okay.
So, like, as long as she has a relationship, you know what I mean, with God, I mean, that's between her and God. Right. But no, I ain't say she had to. I ain't say she had to be a lead singer in the choir or nothing like that, or the head usher or something in the church. I just want, and the reason why I say that, because we gonna come up against some challenges in our relationships and in our life that our money can't help, our best friend can't help, our mama, daddy, grandma can't help. We might not even be here to help. So who you go to?
I had a woman stop dealing with me because she felt that our religious beliefs was too different to be together.
Yeah, I can see that.
And most women would leave that situation before God would.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Her thing was like, well, I believe in Jesus Christ, this and that. And I was like, well, I'm not an atheist, but I believe in a higher power. I'm just not going to give it a name, or I'm not going to say a denomination, because I feel like denominations are separations. Yeah. And, we as people been separated enough. But that wasn't enough for her. She was like, deuces.
So the thing is, like, if you have a relationship, with God or a higher power, then that's great. I mean, you should. That's on you. But I'm not in no position to tell you you should be praying and you should be doing this. You should go to church. Like I can't. Like no, I'm man. Please, I'm still a big work in progress.
I'm human myself. Let's grow together. Let's figure out. That's what I say, man. You gotta understand and be capable of figuring things out. Like motherfuckers be so caught up in what they believe that they feel like this is it.
Yeah, 1,000%. Because I was that way for a while. Yeah. For a long while, I'm like, no, this is it, and you got it like this, you got it. No, it don't work like that. That ain't how life goes.
I tell my sisters, I'll be like, you know, if you the right one and he's with you and he backs you, you'll get him in them doors. Don't worry about no matter what he believes in.
1,000%. I believe, man, if she the right one, if he the right one, they will motivate you and just unconsciously push you to do something that you ain't normally used to doing.
Right.
I mean, without even asking though. You know what I mean? So I done had I done been in a relationship where, dude, I'm at my office. I'm looking at places out the country where I can take her. Like, she said, none of us want to go on a trip. I'm like, Cancun, Turks, Cabo, Puerto Rico.
And that's what I tell a lot of women. When you have a good relationship with a man, you don't have to worry about him asking for anything. Man. Because that man is going to do just because of the love that he has for you.
Real man.
Yeah, 1,000%.
A real man going to make it flow. And it ain't just about money. So I ain't
No, not at all.
I'm saying the energy. Where,
the time and everything,
the effort, all of that. Yeah, I agree. So if you had to, I'm jumping.
Yeah, no, we good.
At this point, because I'm talking to myself in my head. you know where I'm at. So speaking, and I like to ask people this. So this is really about to be a good answer for you.
Okay.
So if you had to go back in time,
and
talk to your 18-year-old you. What are you saying?
Nigga, don't gamble. Do not gamble.
Is that what you said?
That's one of the things. But no, I would tell myself,
don't gamble for sure.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was saying, practice patience. Practice patience, man. Like nothing happens overnight. It's a progress. It's a process for everything. Even fast food, you know what I mean? It's a process. Mm-hmm. So I would tell myself, man, just practice patience, man. Practice patience.
That's normally a question I wanted to ask at the end. But I wanted to ask you that question for a reason because, like I said, I was in your life in your younger years.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And then the development and the engagement that, me and you had, and then seeing where you at now, even to this day, it's like, man, the growth. And then it make me, because I'm big on reflecting on myself. It makes me reflect on myself. And in my in my younger years, when I was coaching, and I have to give, because, I always give the biggest praise to Coach Young.
Yeah, for sure.
He always, he's, to me.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I didn't have a father in my life, and he always stepped foot and said, hey, he was knowing my situation before I was even knowing my situation at that time. You know what I'm saying? So when he stepped up and he stepped in, and then you stepped in, it was like, all right, it's, we gonna. I was telling motherfuckers, like, I remember when y'all gave me the wood. I never let a man hit me, bro. But y'all two, you and Trav, you know what I'm saying? And it's like the duration of what we were to the having men in our life would giving a positive energy, the positive energy, and then seeing who we are now. Sometimes we overlook, and we don't give the praises to. Sometimes so. Drink champs love to get the flowers out. If I had some flowers, I'd definitely grab the motherfuckers and I'd be like, right here, take these and wish these motherfuckers wouldn't die. And if they do, make sure you still keep them. Yeah. But I gotta give you the flowers because you didn't just birth love into my life. Shit, you came in, you was like, I've been knew you, but and I already knew you knew him. And it's just like, sitting here watching you talk, it's like, man, damn, like that shit is powerful.
Man, I'm thankful, man. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here. And, I think, like I said, as men, we have a responsibility to the younger man and to the community and to ourselves. Yeah. And to ourselves. Like every day, and I'm not lying, man, like I pray daily, right? And one thing that I say in the midst of me praying is, God, allow me to be better than I was today than I was on yesterday. Mm-hmm. You know, so I always want to prove and I always want to be better so I can be better for others. And I think once we take ourselves out of the equation and realize that it ain't about us, I think that we will grow in areas that we not even knew that we could grow in.
Because you're taking away the selfishness.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and the scripture that everyone knows that be at the game, John 3:16, it simply says, God so loved the world that he gave. No, he gave. He gave. So I guess my question to a lot of people who the gimme, and I had to do this, and for me. What are you giving though?
I say this: what are you willing to sacrifice?
That's big.
Yeah, he gave his only son, but you got to think about it. Like, you don't really give your only son. Like, that's really a sacrifice.
Ain't no really to it for sure. You know
what I'm saying? You sacrificing the love that I could be dear with my son and have my son and be, but I'm choosing for y'all to continuously live based off whatever y'all choose to. So then you have a random person come up to you and gimme. What are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want?
I think with me, my biggest thing was my pride.
Yeah, that's huge.
I had to get rid of that.
A lot of men do.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm in that same boat.
Yeah, that pride is a killer. You know what I'm saying? And people don't look at it as that way, being prideful, but it's like, I think most of the stances I took when I was younger didn't have anything really to do with the situation. It was just my pride.
See, but I think pride is kind of different because I think pride can also fuel you, but it's your maturity behind pride. I think pride could kill you.
I think pride is like this.
Overdo some things.
I think that pride is on like a scale.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I will always say that your pride is on a scale. And it depends on, like you say, when you use it or, the maturity level that you have in you. It either helps you or hurts you.
Another string of confidence if you allow it to be.
I mean, and I like to just, what's the word? It's the ego.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why and it was Beyonce and Kanye got this a big ego, and so I think some of us have egos,
right?
But for me, it don't intimidate me or it don't bother me because I don't know what you went through. I don't know what you went through, and so the ego derives from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I know I got one, but I know where it comes from.
And I'm just not gonna let it play a factor in a negative way.
Well, but people would try to twist it to that in a negative way.
Yeah, and they do that often.
Yeah, for sure.
You see that done often. Motherfuckers make it seem like you manipulative or no. This is just let that play out. Let that enjoy yourself, and then we'll just deal with it on the flip side. That's just how you always. That's the easier way to deal with a situation. Yeah. You don't always have to play a situation face forward.
For sure.
And I look at it like like a lot of people be like, your arrogance, and I don't really think I'm arrogant. I think I'm confident because I believe in myself and I'm confident at what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think my arrogance have anything to do with it. I just think my struggle that I had when I was younger, leading up to me going to an older age, has given me the strength and the confidence to move like I move. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people look at you and be like, well, he's so arrogant. It's not arrogance. It's that struggle that I went through that I never let myself be in that place again. And I'm going to keep on pushing and striving. And, I look at it as long as I'm moving and I can reach back and grab people and pull them with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but I found what I found too, a lot of people who can't do some of the things you do or do some of the things you've done, and because they can't reach that level of capacity in whatever area that is, then they want to accuse you of being arrogant or being prideful only because that they can't reach that plateau that you're currently at. And so for me, however you feel about me, that okay. Whatever you want to say about me, okay. Right. If you feel I'm arrogant, you feel I got an ego, you feel I'm an asshole, okay.
What you feel about me don't make me.
I'm okay with it.
Yep.
I'm okay with it.
So building the community. Now I want to talk about this. So what was your thoughts building your community? No, my bad. Growing up, let's backtrack. Growing up, what based you on your community? What your morals, your values, your outlooks?
Man, growing up, a kid on the east side of Detroit, my father raised me. Also, my grandmother, my aunts had a huge, older siblings had a huge hand in my life growing up. With the absence of my mother, as I explained earlier, and so man, my dad was huge on respect, man. Yeah. You know, I had to say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Like I had to, you know what I mean? And all my siblings the same way, and they were all grown and still had to say it. My dad didn't play that, so it was important to me to not only not embarrass my dad, but to make sure that I'm representing the way that he expects me to represent.
Not embarrass your dad. For real, because that's what we took it for. Right. We'll go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and then so when I was a kid, you know, growing up, the biggest thing for me was not letting the people down that I knew that loved me. My dad, my grandma, my granddad, my aunts, you know, my older siblings. Like that's what drove me then. So at every stage of my life, different things have driven me. Right. But as a kid growing up, what was driving me is to not let my older siblings down, my dad and my grandma and my aunts, don't let them down. Then once I became a grown man, what drove me is, okay, get in a position where you can take care of your dad and your grandma and your aunts and your siblings. And then, you know, once, you know, I was blessed to be in a certain position, then it was, okay, how can I turn this into like a generational wealth type thing? Right. You know what I mean? Like, how can my kids not have the same struggles as I have? Right. You know, I want them to have the same worries that I have. You know, because normally in our community, when someone passed, you see a GoFundMe. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And
we talk about that all the time. We be like, come on, you know, we gotta be, as people, we gotta be able to take care of our business better. And basically, you know, that's starting from the young, you know what I'm saying, going to the elders giving the information. Hey man, you know, if you can spend $150 to $200 on a pair of gym shoes, I'm pretty sure you can spend $35 a month on some life insurance. Man,
come on, man. You know, and that's another thing right there. Those are things that goes unspoken in our community. Yeah. We don't talk about no life insurance. We don't talk about leaving something, you know what I'm saying, behind for the next generation. We don't talk about that.
Because it's best to get life insurance when you're young.
Absolutely.
For the simple fact, you can get whole life insurance. Mm-hmm. So when you get whole life insurance, if you get whole life insurance at 18, and you know you're 30 years old, you can take a loan out from that life insurance because you built equity in that over the years. When you wait till 40 and 50 and try to get life insurance, you only get term life insurance. You can't borrow from that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And as you get older, guess what? That term life goes up. So you can go from paying $300 a month to $1,500 a month.
Absolutely. And in our community, we don't teach money. We don't teach finances.
You know? Right.
We don't teach credit. You know what I mean? We idolize materialistic things. Mm-hmm. You know,
celebrities.
The you know, the big rims, the big trucks. You know what I mean? The big chains. You know, that's the you know, the big watch. You know, that's what it's about. Mm-hmm. And that's not the right way to think.
Man, that's a poor man's mindset.
I'll tell you how I learned about credit. This is how I learned about credit. When cell phones started getting popular, they had this thing like, hey, you know, you can get a cell phone and 4 of your buddies can get a cell phone and y'all can be all on one people. I got a bill one day. That was like $2,000. My phone was off, and I'm like, hey, you cut my phone off. You know, they was like, yeah, because you guys didn't pay the bill. I said, what the hell you mean, you guys? I paid my bill. They was like, yeah, but the other people didn't pay the bill. And guess what? They weren't trying to pay that motherfucker anyway. And guess whose name it was in?
Of course.
My name. So I learned the real quick thing about not fucking with your credit. You know? You just can't trust people. That's, you know, as my kids got older, Daddy, could you co-sign? No, baby, I don't feel comfortable. You can't co-sign it for yourself.
You can't co-sign for the kids, man. You can't co-sign. He said, no, Daddy don't feel comfortable.
I tell people like this. One thing about kids never feel like they owe you.
You mean your kid? Yeah.
Kids never feel like they owe you anything. So, as a parent, they look at me like, Daddy or Mama, would you do this for me? And you be like, yeah, I'm going to do it because this is my kid. But, you know, the kid look at it like, I'm your kid. You owe me anyway. Why would I pay my mama? Why would I pay my daddy? You know what I'm saying? If they fall on hard times and can't make the payment, they not going to hustle extra hard to get that payment done. They're going to be like, yeah, my mama and daddy got it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, my dad would do that. My grandma, but they want their money back.
I told my daughter,
before you die, you gotta up that cash.
Man, what?
My oldest daughter loved me to death, and I always told her, you don't put anything in your name for anybody, not even your mama or your daddy. And every once in a while, I would test her, and I would be like, hey, Dad, want to get this new car, you know, but I got enough on my credit, but I need you to co-sign for me. And she'd be like, okay, Dad, just let me. I'll be like, hey, what the hell I tell you? You know what I'm saying? You don't sign for nobody. I don't
say another word on it, and it's over. And you got the pinky on it.
And I tell them, you know, there's certain things in your life you're going to need.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can't let anybody mess that up. I don't care if it's family, friends, or whatever.
In
Protect yourself. You know?
Yeah, and they weren't telling us that. Mama and them, they put stuff in our name. We 10, 11 years old. You know what I'm saying?
500 on the gas bill. Like I'm only 16.
I'm like, Thomas Edison.
How do you know that nigga? What's wrong with him?
Like, yeah, 87, you had a gas bill for $1,500.
I'm like, man, I was 4.
Y'all better go, man. How can I dispute this? It wasn't me.
I'm on the phone. Representative.
Zero. Fuck, man. Fuck.
Then they'd be like, well, you gonna have to file fraud on the person to be like, fraud? That's my mama.
Now you gotta eat the bullet. In 7 years it'll disappear. Say, Lord. But man, we done before we almost ticking. Time almost ticking. But I want to ask you this question before we get ready to slide.
For sure.
Because it was a continuation of the last question.
Okay.
Okay. So coming up from the morals and values that granddad gave you, grandma gave you, you know, pops gave you, R.I.P. moms, you know, what are you doing to implement that in today's community and society? Because you are dealing with kids on an everyday basis, you know, and you here because we know you care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Most times we got a lot of these people in these schools that's there for a check, and ain't now one time since you've been here you even counted a buck. You know what I'm saying? You always said it's passion, it's love, it's goals. Even when I didn't want to do it, God made me do it, you know, and then I just flow with where God, you know, that's your vibe. What are you doing because, you know, now, this shit ain't like it used to be back then. This shit is pure chaos.
Yeah, it's a different generation.
So how you shifting?
So, I mean, just like, so your statement was it's pure chaos, and so that's where I come in to be the calm in the midst of. And so I don't waver. I don't go in to be the kid's friend. I go in to be who I am, and I let them know who I am, and letting them know who I am, it gives them a reflection of what they can be.
That's a fact.
You know, so you know, every day I'm in there shirt and tie. I remember I had one of my students said, Mr. Dave, why you always come to school with your church clothes on?
Hey, kid, cook your ass.
But the thing is, you know, so that was funny, but that just show you how the way his mind works with him. Those are church clothes. This grown man. This how grown men come to work as professionals. Yeah. You know what I mean? Unless you work at the plant. I worked at the plant. I ain't go to the plant like this.
Right.
But I mean, other than that, like when you're a professional, no, you come to work looking like a professional. Right. And you know, everybody who I admire, you know, in the professional world, professional setting, dress accordingly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like dress like leaders.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Not like rappers. I mean, like, and rappers dress like rappers.
Right.
You know, but like, so I go in there, man, to be the calm in the midst of the chaos, because a lot of students have things going on that you wouldn't even believe.
Right.
And so I never change when I go in there, and that's one thing a lot of our kids lack is stability. You know, in the home and in their life. And when I come in there every day, they know what they're gonna get, and they look at me and feel it's a safe space. They having any issues about anything, they come to me. Mr. Davis, such and such this. Mr. Davis, such and such, text this. Mr. Davis, over the weekend, this happened and such and such. I think you need to pay attention. Such and such, and them said they was gonna fight because.
So they snitching? No.
Well, no, they trying to help them from not get kicked out because they don't play that.
Right.
You know, and then the main thing, man, I meet them where they at.
Right.
You know, I meet them where they at, and so I be a calm in the midst of the chaos, and then I meet the kid where they at. So the tough guy, the bully, who the kid is scared of, you can't talk to him and say, "Hey, Deshaun, can you please not act like?" No, Deshaun, let me holler at you for a minute.
Right. Come here, man.
Bro, shut the door. You think you tough, man? You know what I mean? So you have to give these kids what they need, and that's what's lacking in a lot of not only communities in schools, because all these kids are different, man. They got different dynamics, different demographics, different background. And if you being the same, then you're not doing your job.
I think you give them consistency.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You're consistent with everything that you do, so you know that's a hell of an impact.
And one day I wasn't there, right? So I'm always in front of the school greeting the kids every time they come in. One day I wasn't there, and the next day I came in. Where you was at?
They
like, where you was at? You know what I mean?
They ain't do it like you did it. Even if they didn't do it, they ain't do it like you did it.
Where you was at? And so that's what I say, man. As vague as the answer may be, but in the midst of that chaos, I bring a sense of calmness, man. Where when the kids come into school, they see me, they like, okay, yeah, we good.
And then that even translates into their life, because growing up, motherfucker, man, like you say, man, these kids really don't. It's a lot of bad parents out here.
Yeah, man.
And it's sad to say.
Man, yeah.
So
we have to talk about that. That can be
that's
a
a
whole
whole
nother. That's a whole nother.
So to be the you know, to be a safe haven in the chaos, man, them kids really look forward to that.
Yeah.
And that's a hell of a
That's a role model.
And that's a hell of a job in itself. You know what I'm saying? When you taking on the responsibility of, you know, other people's problem, the responsibility of other people's shortcomings. You know what I'm saying? And things like that, man. I mean, I think individuals let you know how much you impacted them, but on a full scale, you don't get it, even though we don't look for it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just great to be acknowledged, you know, for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we don't look for it, but it's kind of like a feedback to let you know, hey, you did a great job. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a great job, and we appreciate you.
All right, last question. We about to get ready to slide. In totality, you saying something to one-on-one motivate these youths. In totality, what are you gonna say? If you got if let's say you standing in a room full of kids, and you're not speaking to one, but you're speaking to all of them at once.
Never, ever, ever let no one make you feel or tell you can't be great because of your current state. Because everybody started off somewhere. So regardless of where you at, regardless of how it looks, you still have the potential and capacity to be great.
I like that. I like that. We gonna hold off because, like I say, I got the motivation of the week. I might toss dog the keys. You know what I'm saying? Bar. But I like that, man. So before we get ready to slide, we're going to get ready to hop into this fuck you for the week. Then we're going to shift gears. I already told y'all he's going to do the motivation for the week. Then we're going to hop right back into the rock and drop for the week. Then we're going to slide. But before we do all of that, go ahead and make that connection with our community, your community, and go ahead and coincide everybody, man. What you got to say, pretty much just say whatever you want to say, man. Motivational, speak, talk. you enjoyed yourself, make sure y'all tap in, whatever.
Man, I definitely enjoyed myself. Please tap in now because I can see this going to be big. It's going to be huge. And then everybody going to want to try to get on. And at that time, it's going to be too late. So however you can support this, even if it's by logging on, by checking in, by signing in, by sponsoring, however you can support, please support Two Kings, Anything, Everything podcast.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
Like I said, we about to get ready to jump into that fuck you for the week. So, P, who getting fucked on?
Man. Mayor Eric Adams. And if you don't know who Mayor Eric Adams is, that's the mayor of New York. Plus, along with him, I feel like most of the Democratic Party. The thing about it is, the way I look at it, Democratic Party, man, is basically is a party that keeps people down and keeps them redline. So I look at it like when you're talking about immigration as a whole, it's nothing wrong if we can do that in a fashion to where our people are taken care of first. You know what I'm saying? And the thing with New York right now, they're bringing in all these immigrations and they're throwing them money. But if you tell the people that's already citizens of the United States that you don't have the funding for schools, you don't have the funding for recreation centers, you don't have the funding for public housing, but now you're taking a mass load of immigration, and due to the war that they're having in Israel and Palestine and stuff like that, but you throwing billions and billions of dollars of this. At that, okay, we got to send $10 billion to Iraq. We got to send $10 billion to, Palestine. I mean, where's we getting all this money at? Because we're not even helping the people that's here. So, I mean, when you have people in that community seeing all this money being spent to house immigrants and all this money being spent, as you get free vouchers for this, or we're providing you free housing and shit like that. It's shit that's in our community that we've been begging for the last 10 or 15 years. And you basically told us it's no funding for that.
Let them tell it they delegate money towards.
Exactly. So now you got the mayor of New York basically saying, well, once again, we brought all these people in, but okay, now we're running out of funding. So the next best thing to do is just dump these people on the streets and dump them in your neighborhood. That's bullshit.
Force them to be homeless.
Yeah. So it deals with the crime rate. It deals with, just everything is just that spinning ball, man, because most of these politicians are not handling the business of the people and what's best for the people that they represent. So we definitely got to be more conscious of who are we electing and what are we, basically signing ourselves up for. Because right now, if you look at everything in New York, it's a mess. And you have especially black people, Mexican people, you know what I'm saying? It's like we getting the short stick of every fucking thing because, I mean, the way they are doing business, it's like it's putting us deeper and deeper in the hole. And, all them resources that we've been asking for years, and they said they ain't have the money for it, the funding for it, they have it. Because how can you not have it if I'm going to send $5 to $10 billion over to Israel? Or I'm going to take in 20,000 immigrants and I'm going to house them and I'm going to redo a school that basically was shut down because we didn't have any funding for that school. But now all of a sudden we had the funding to upgrade it into apartments. It's a slap in the face, man. That's the weirdest shit I ever, even heard of. So, like I say, the mayor, the Democratic Party that's pushing that initiative, it's fucked. And you know what I'm saying? And if you look at it in total, why are we supporting shit like that? We're not getting what we need from them. So it's time to change that mind frame. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and I hate to say this, sometimes we, as black people, support shit just because it has a black face on it. And sometimes just because it has that black face on it, don't mean that it's good for you. So, you know, that's just like the sheep, you know, the wolf in sheep clothing. You know what I'm saying?
Not in black sheep clothing.
No, not black sheep. Well, definitely.
You want to go ahead and tap into that, coach? They get fucked on. You want to go ahead and tap into that? Or let them just get fucked on?
I'm gonna let you go ahead.
I was about to say, in my book, they just get fucked on. They get fucked on. It's already written in my book. They just get fucked on. I still had Pete. Whoever you fuck with, say no. But go ahead and jump into that motivation. Like I said, I'm gonna let you go ahead and motivate the community, man. Our community is rising. This season 3, me in season 3. Right. You know what I'm saying? So 3 seasons, 3 seasons. You know?
That's big. That's big.
Yeah,
That's
so
big.
we always praise what we doing. You know, we done came a long way.
For sure.
You know, we in the community.
Yeah.
You know, we done gave book bags. You know, we done stood out in the streets. We done fed the homeless. You know, this core. You know,
right.
And then our community that help us. You know, the motherfuckers. You know, y'all know. So ain't no cap in our rack.
Yeah, for sure.
So you know, go ahead and motivate the people, our community, y'all community, your community.
Yeah, definitely. It's long overdue for us to do less talking, more working. You know, we always say what we can and what we should, but we never do. And so until it's tragedy strikes or it something causes us to be reactive, and we should be proactive. And not only during the holiday season. This is a holiday season. And what are you doing for someone this season? Not no one that's in your household, not one with your last name, but someone who may not ever be able to have a gifts under the tree as you're accustomed to or as you used to. And so I'm challenging you and I'm encouraging you to find someone that without your last name that don't stay in your house that you can bless and be a blessing to this holiday season. But not only the holiday season, but throughout your life, be a blessing. And so I'm asking you to ask yourself that question every day before you go home and lay down. Have I been a blessing to somebody today? And if I haven't, then I need to do better. Because you woke up to see a day that you've never seen before and that you will never see again. So it's important that you bless somebody in that day that you woke up and was able to see.
That's a fact.
Be a blessing.
I stand on that. I can dig that. I dig that.
Feel like I was in the pool pit. You might have to get another. You might have to go down another road. Had my full attention. I was like, most definitely, I agree with that.
Man, mad love to my Coach DJ.
Appreciate you.
Love for coming out, and we madly appreciate that. So before we get ready to slide and jump back into that record drop, you got something to say? You good?
I'm good.
You good? I'm good. You good?
We had a hell of a conversation. I enjoyed every minute.
It's for sure. I'm already certain it's for sure it's going to be a part 2. So we ain't even got to hesitate, worry about it. Y'all ain't even got to tap into the inbox and say, well, y'all shouldn't have ended. Y'all ain't got to worry about that. It's going to be another one, and I'm sure it's going to be another one after that, man. Life develops, and he keep on growing. He going to keep on coming over here and keep on talking about what he got going on.
We got to do it.
You know, we make families of the shows. We don't make guests. We make families.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
So get ready to slide, hop back into that rock and drop. And we keep that here. We keep that near and dear. This is separation. Keep it close. That's real peace. Peace and equality right there. And we're going to jump right into that rock and drop it for the week. Make sure y'all hit those polls. Make sure y'all hit those views. Make sure y'all go and subscribe on his YouTube, his Facebook, his Instagram. Dog got heat for real. Ain't good. So
love on your people.
Yeah, for sure that. No Sleep City. No Sleep City all night. This a vibe.
A nigga was goofy, she like to pursue me. I know it's a real that I'm real, right? Late day, not broke, own money, come career, right? Nigga play, gun smoke, the nigga she wanted her whole life. Ay. The nigga she wanted her whole life. Newborn, wedding bell, said I just might make her my whole wife. Hey, said I just might make her my whole wife. Wait. So I just might make it my whole life. I know that they hate me, say you should escape me. They say I'ma play you, I ain't right. But they couldn't take me, they all wanna date me. Say fuck what they saying and take flight. So we on the adolescence and the kills while I late pipe.